guys. Oh man, you guys know my routine. Going to work, gotta have some Michael Jackson in the car, man. You gotta start your day off with some good vibes. Pick whatever songs pump you up, whatever songs make you feel real good. Not gym music. Gym music is for the gym. That's when you wanna go, green mode and shit. But right now, you're going to work, you just wanna like calm down, take away all the stress from having to work and all that stuff. But anyway, and Michael Jackson does just that. Just make my dreams come true. Oh, baby. Anyway, nerds rule the fucking world. You saw the title, guys. Nerds rule the world. Now, you know, a lot of you guys know my daily routine, especially the veterans. You know, I like to study at least one thing every day, right? This way, at the end of the year, that's 365 things I've studied, and the year goes really fast. So, I from every category you could think about. And two of the categories that I look at, which is a CEO a day. I start looking at an executive a day because I'm into business and things like that. And I also look at a military commander a day because I'm very, very big military history nerd. And so I always look at these guys, and what I always look for, you know me, I always look for common threads. I look for patterns. I know two things lead to greatness, and that is luck and ability, right? Ambition is one of them, but we're not going to talk about that now. The main two is opportunity, and that's really luck. There's nothing you can do for that. And the second one is talent, ability, skills, right? That you can work on. And you need two. You need both of these because you could be the most gifted guy on the planet, but you're born in the middle of Sahara somewhere, your chances of becoming a billionaire are going to be really slim. And at the same time, you could have all the opportunities in the world, like you guys watching this video, you in America, or you in Europe, or a developed part of the world if you have access to the internet. So you have a lot of opportunities, but you're not fucking great. Why? Because you don't have the other side, the preparation that comes with it. That needs to take advantage of the opportunity. So anyway, knowing these two factors, I always look, behind the scenes to see what else could have contributed to their success, apart from having rich parents and things like that. Not all of them did, but a lot of them did. And that's the opportunity part, that's the luck part. And I focus on the preparation, right? That's what they had to work on. And I realized these guys, I know they were nerds because, to be great, you got to read a lot of books. I mean, that's one of the prerequisites for greatness. You got to be very well learned. And not a lot of the cool kids stay at home and read books for 6 hours a day. But I didn't understand to what extent these guys were nerds, man. I mean, I've been doing this for a while now, so I've been doing this for over 2 years. So I looked at hundreds of people, and sometimes I go back and refresh my memory. The billionaires, man, all these guys, the Warren Buffets, the Bill Gates, I look at billionaires from Asia, Russia, India, everywhere in the world, even in Africa. And these guys were fucking nerds to the biggest extent, because I always look at their upbringing. I look at their education, if I can find my hands on it, like the school they went to, their hobbies, their interests, everything. I'm a detective. I look at every little detail. And the conclusion was amazing, guys. I haven't found a single billionaire, this in the finance section or business, whatever, that wasn't a nerd growing up, right? Apart from the ones who inherited their wealth. But even those guys were also, 90% of them were actually, big nerds. I look at their high school education, all that stuff. I looked at their pictures, man. They had these big ass goofy glasses. They were, and if you read a lot of their biographies, they all agree that they were picked on when they were younger because they were not cool. So all they did was kind of like us, right? They got picked on a lot. I was an immigrant. I didn't speak English. So I got picked on a lot. So they had no choice but to stay back and read, and they didn't have a lot of social skills. Then I also looked at the commanders, the top 100 greatest commanders in history, military history. The Alexander the Great, the Napoleon Bonaparte. Alexander the Great was a big nerd for like poetry, and he used to read the Iliad all the fucking time. He always pretended to be Achilles, big nerd. And Napoleon was a math genius. He loved math. He was a big student of military history as well as poetry and things like that. And I went on to Julius Caesar, Hannibal Barca, Philip of Macedon. You name them, Genghis Khan, all these guys, right? And they were all nerds. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Then I found the reason why that led to the greatness, because you guys know my philosophy on greatness, right? You need pain. Pain is the biggest fuel. Pain is the biggest motivation, the biggest source of motivation if you want to make it fall in life. Why? Because when something hurts you, or something hurt you in the past, that shit doesn't go away, right? The two sources of motivation, is one of them is pain, the other one is the desire to be great. The desire to be great, I call that the hope of the future. The hope of the future, it motivates you someday. Some days you wake up, you're like, I don't want to do shit, same shit, different day. So it's on and off, I like to call it a puddle. It's a puddle of motivation. But the pain of the past, that shit is a fucking well. It's a well of water, guys. It's just an ocean because it never goes away, right? Especially if it was something that that really cause you great pain, you know, whether it's rejection or whatever, your insecurities, whatever, it's always there. It's always that thorn at your side, and it's always there to get you off your bed and make you want to become great. You know, like I always say, the best form of retribution is transcendence, right? Becoming a greater you is the best way to get back at whatever, you know, whatever pain you suffered. So these guys had a lot of that. They had a lot of pain, they had a lot of insecurities. Napoleon had a lot of insecurities. Alexander, believe it or not, had a lot of insecurities. Caesar, I mean, all these guys, man. And you guys have the same thing, so they're already pushing the same bracket as them. Second is they were outcasts, right? Once again, because of all that stuff, they were outcasts. They were kind of separate from society, you know, growing up. While people were chasing girls, obviously they didn't have access to all that shit, except for a few. People were doing other things and partying and drinking and doing all these other social things, which are not entirely bad, but there was home reading. I mean, forget the war generals. Some of the billionaires I was looking at, these guys were studying finance when they were like 10, 12 years old, right? So the preparation started early. And last but not least, they had ambition, man. They wanted to be great. Very few great people are great by accident. Very few. You gotta want that shit, guys. So the ambition you can have, right? Right now, watching this video, you watch my motivation videos, you're gonna get some fucking ambition. Team 3D Alpha is the breeding ground for champions, right? My purpose is to turn losers into leaders, you know, losers into conquerors. You guys know that. So you're gonna get ambition just from staying around the atmosphere, the supercharged atmosphere of wanting to be great. The second part, the opportunity part, you already have that. Books are all around you. Internet is all around you. You can learn whatever you want for free, you know. I buy my books off Amazon for a penny. Don't think I pay for shipping. My shipping is more expensive than my books. So you have books available to you. Plus you have the mistakes of the people before you to serve as guidance. You know, I always say a wise man learns from his own mistakes. A wiser man learns from the mistakes of others. You know, that's the most cliche saying ever. But it's so fucking true, guys. Learn from the mistakes of others. And because all these great guys came before you, you have the ability to look at their entire lives. You could be 20 years old, and you can look at the life of people that lived up to 50, 80, 60, 70, and mass up all that experience, all that wisdom into your head. Right? So you have no reason not to surpass those guys. You have no reason not to. You have access to things that they did not even dream of seeing. You know, to cell phones, to, you know, the internet, all these things. These guys have to go to libraries and read and do all the bullshit. You can stay back on your couch, press play, and watch a documentary and learn amazing things in half the time. So, but it's amazing, guys. Nerds rule the world, man. They're like, if you don't believe me, start doing something I'm doing. Look up a CEO a day, or an executive a day, or a billionaire a day, a general a day, whatever you want. Look at all the greatest people, right? And 99.9% of them were nerds than the motherfuckers growing up. That gives us hope, right? That gives me hope, because I was a big nerd growing up. I still am. I mean, I'm still a big nerd, you know. And that gives the rest of you guys hope. You know, you in the same box that we're in. You just need the ambition, right? The opportunity is already here. Yes, you're not the son of a king or whatever, but you know, you have access to more things that they had, back in the day. So use that as fuel. If you're a big Team 3D nerd watching this video, then I hope that gives you hope, man. But anyway, I gotta go to work. I'm 1 minute late, exactly. Actually, 58, 59, 2 minutes late. Peace out, guys. Dominate spin direction, and get your fucking t-shirt. Suit up. You wanna add something?
Hi.
Yo, come on, son. Anyway, so I was like, yo, Hanzo, let's make a video and show them how we came up with these insiders. And we spent like the last 10 minutes laughing. The first one is you have to chill.